Jump into our next item. And Skip, I'm gonna hand it over to you while I adjust my microphone. Tell us about the brand new world launch of the Cherry Blossom Honey 2-piece set.
Well, you know, this is one of the most precious honeys we've ever collected. We've been trying to bring you guys this forever. We're happy that it was meant to be, right? It fell in our 25th anniversary year. This is pure, biological, 100% organic, Italian cherry blossom honey. It is one of the you can look it up, one of the rarest honeys in the world. It is one of the most expensive honeys in the world. There are people who will just take this honey if they can get it and put it right on their face because it brightens their skin, because it brings huge amount of hydration on their skin, and because it exfoliates their skin. Why? Because there's also vitamin C and different exfoliators, natural fruity acids in the honey itself. It is one of the most incredible honeys. And if you can taste this, it'll smell just like the product. It tastes like warm, like almost like a cherry with buttery undernotes, buttery tones.
It's so soft and delicate. I don't know if any of you have ever been to the Cherry Blossom Festival in Washington, but that fragrance in the air of those blossoms, it's like springtime.
Oh, you know, it's my favorite time to go to Central Park because there's also a lot of cherry blossoms there. I lived in New York City for many years. I always go the first or second week of May because I'm like, I have to smell the cherry blossoms. Let me tell you what this experience is like. I want to dive into this bottle. It's so luxurious. It's so decadent. It's wonderfully fragrant, but it's not overly floral. It's not like a perfume smell. Delicate. I really feel like I'm walking through a forest of cherry trees. It's that very sweet and honey-like fragrance that is just so intoxicating. Here's what you're getting, by the way. These are not small products, and I'm so glad you're tuning in because this is the only place you can get this duo, an HSN exclusive. You're getting the giant 6.7 fluid ounce of the body cream. That's a $40 value. You're also getting the shower cream, a $25 value. So just to put that in perspective, for just $10 more than the shower cream, you're getting this $40 value. Only here as long as our quantities last. It just launched for their special week here. This is our final show. This is our final 15 minutes. And to me, I think this is like the ultimate Valentine's Day gift to yourself, to a loved one. If you sent this to your mother, to your sister, to a girlfriend, to a daughter, maybe someone that you can't be with this Valentine's, just to say, I love you, I'm thinking about you, I care about you, I miss you. This would absolutely blow their mind. That fragrance is gonna sweep them off their feet.
Right. I think so too. It's all about tenderness. I get this wonderful feeling of being hugged and tenderly. You know, when you go into the shower and you're surrounded by the cherry blossom fragrance and the softness of even those shower gels.
Whoa, can I just say one thing?
Yes.
Because I think everybody at home might think, and you and I talked about this, it's not cherry blossom meaning as in cherry fragrance.
No, it's
this is the
flower.
honey. The honey from the flower.
Yes.
This is not a cherry product. This is real organic
the fruit,
honey that is actually pollinated from the cherry blossom. It is one of the most unique honeys in the world. It is one of the most unique, beautiful fragrance. And do you get cherry undertones? Very mild undertones of cherry.
Like a whisper.
Buttery undertones, whispers. And it's one of the most powerful antioxidant honeys available if you can get it. And the reason it's so rare is because bees can't pollinate on this every year. Why? Many different reasons. I'm going to give you some. First of all, cherry blossoms only bloom for 2 weeks a year, for 14 days. Early spring. What happens in early spring? You get crazy temperatures, rains. Also, bees come out of hibernation. They're not very active in the early spring. We have gone years without being able to collect cherry blossom honey. And we don't just go and collect regular cherry blossom honey. We collect Italian, 100% pure certified organic cherry blossom honey, which makes it even harder. Why? Because a lot of people will use different pesticides to keep that cherry blossom alive. And then the bees are pollinated off of chemical-filled flowers. We don't do that. That's why we could go 3-4 years. That's why our body cream at $40 has already sold out on hsn.com. So this is, again, super rare. We're trying to get a hand cream made for you for next month or for the month after. I forget where we are, but we bought the entire collection of honey that they had. I don't really know exactly what we're capable of making. I know it's in production. I got to get the answers.
When we'll get it back.
But yeah, no, last year we couldn't launch this.
Right.
We couldn't launch this. I think you can go 3, 4, 5 years depending on weather conditions, how the bees are reacting to get it. And if we were spraying or collecting our honey from a field that had just cherry blossom trees, and we're spraying it with all sorts of chemicals, maybe we could, but that's not the kind of honey we want in our products.
Okay, we've got about 10 minutes left in the show, and it's really time to think about making your decision, whether you wanted a 3-piece kit, a 4-piece kit, whether you wanted the royal elixir, whether you wanted the black rice eye serum. Look through all of our wonderful items in the hour. It's the final hour of their visit, and they're not back until next month. And if you're thinking about Valentine's Day gifts, maybe to treat yourself, maybe just to celebrate a new month, a new year, dive right in. I think you're gonna be so impressed. The fragrance is something that's unlike anything else that you've ever tried. What I love about it, I'm not an overly perfumey or floral or sweet type of fragrance person, so I really do think this is that little sweet spot that really hits all the right notes. It's not overdone. It's very subtle, and yet that cream is so nourishing. And I know in about 10 minutes, Jay King is gonna be back with Colleen. They've got an amazing Today Special and so many other great Tucson gems to tell you about. So I would hate for you to miss out on this. So come on in, take a look. You're getting, we haven't even talked about this amazing shower cream yet. It's a cream for your shower, and you're also getting the giant body cream, which we mentioned earlier, is a $40 value on its own. It might be the only chance you get to see it today. And it's like the perfect scent of spring. I would imagine this would just be a smile to anyone's face who gets this home today.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
And all the other things that come in there. I always talk about treatment. When you Google benefits of cherry blossom honey, you will be amazed. Truly, do that right now. There are so many different benefits. Did you know that cherry blossom honey had magnesium, potassium, vitamin B, vitamin C, what else? I know sugars, proteins, all different kinds of minerals are found in this particular honey. And again, 3 different active antioxidants on top of that in this honey. This fragrance is the most beautiful fragrance I think we've ever launched.
One of certainly the most beautiful, delicate, feminine fragrances, florals, but soft, powdery floral. Imagine the breeze going through the cherry blossoms as you're walking through, along the avenue with cherry blossoms. That is the fragrance you are going to get. Not cherries, but the cherry blossom.
Yeah. And I know this hasn't been easy to capture, right? This hasn't been easy to bottle. This hasn't been easy to really cultivate. And it took years to be able to put it into these products. So I can't imagine how excited you guys must be to have the world launch here at HSN. I would love for you to try this duo. It's something that you use every day. You're gonna use this cream in the shower. By the way, it's not only a wonderful, gentle cleanser, it's rich, it's smooth, it's also exfoliating. So it's a wonderful, extra luxurious cream for the shower. And then you're also getting this really big, I call it little tub of love, this beautiful body cream, which is super hydrating and incredibly rare and expensive. These precious ingredients, I mean, is anyone else doing this? I haven't ever seen anything like this.
No.
We haven't seen anyone do it but us, right?
No, and to us, it's an adventure the entire time. You won't believe how many times, Sarah, we wanted to launch a particular honey and we go to get it from the apiary, from the beekeeper, and there's none. A couple of years ago, we had produced the bottles. We were ready to collect the honey, and we were getting it from a monastery where monks collected honey every year. That year they couldn't get any honey, and we couldn't do it. Same thing here with this cherry blossom. It is truly that rare. I'm not making any of this up. You can do all the research you want. We've waited. We've learned from that mistake where we produced product.
Cherry blossom honey anywhere. I mean, I have never found cherry blossom honey in stores or anything.
You can definitely get it. You're paying a lot more than regular honey.
Right.
You can order it on the internet. Now that the internet, this woman spends a ton of time on the internet. I'm surprised she just said that.
Because I have searched all over, Skip, and I have not found.
No, it's super rare. You might not be able to get that particular honey. It's all dependent on the year. If there's a lot of rain in the spring, you only have 2 weeks. If the bees are not pollinating, and what's really sad, and a lot of people don't understand this, sometimes a cherry blossom tree won't even produce a fruit because they're not air pollinating trees. They need the bees.
Let me ask you this. What happens when these are gone? Will it take a while to bring these back into stock?
Right now, we own all of that honey that was produced for this lot. What happens when they're gone? I hope we can get more honey. I mean, it all depends on.
We need some very busy bees.
I can tell you that we have enough that made this production, and we're trying to decide what are the other products that we're going to make. I asked them to make a body powder, so everything has to be,
and the hand cream
figured out. But there's a hand cream that I asked them to make. I'm not sure that we can. I forget everything. I asked them if I could make 500 3-liters. They kind of laughed, but I asked. So it all just depends on what they're able to shell out when they make their production plans.
Oh, you're gonna be so thrilled. I can't wait for you to try it. In fact, I had a chance to see a sample before the show. I actually could smell the cherry blossom honey before I even took it out of its incredible plastic wrap. I mean, it was like hydraulically sealed, and it was so fragrant. I could smell it the minute I opened up the package, and it's amazing. I can't wait for you to try it. I can't wait for you to experience how smooth, how creamy, how luxurious, how fragrant it is. There's a sweetness to it. There's a softness to it. It's like spring, if you could capture spring in a bottle, but that wonderful, almost exotic fragrance, I think makes it so very different. And again, it's not overly perfumey, it's not overly fruity, it's not overly floral. I just think you're gonna be head over heels in love with this. So I wish there was a way you could bottle this and maybe put it in a candle. That would be my next request, because it's something I just would want to experience the whole day. And when it lingers on your skin, oh, you're just gonna be so thrilled.
It would be incredible to make like a pure beeswax candle from cherry blossom, I don't know. It's the first time I've ever been asked that question, but I think it's a brilliant question, Sarah, because that would be the most unique candle in the world, I think.
I just am so excited for everyone to get this home today. Go ahead, Amanda. You were going to add something there.
I'm just thinking candles, because I love candles, but I think you need a little bit more of a pungent fragrance for a candle.
Well, then you'd have to use an oil. You couldn't use the honey.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'd have to almost fabricate the fragrance to match. You wouldn't be able to use the actual product.
So I'll just have to put on the body cream every day instead.
Well,
that's easier. That I can do.
We want to make. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I said what we want to make and what we're working on, and we hope to launch it maybe in 2022, is actually this unbelievable face reviver made of cherry blossom honey. Because that's how people use it in Italy. That's how people put the actual honey right on their face.
Incredible.
To give themselves a huge boost.
Guys, you look wonderful. So great to see you. Prince Skip and Princess Amanda Borghese, thank you so much for bringing us the best of Perlier. Have a great weekend, you guys. Everything's online at hsn.com. Jay King's coming up next, and I'll be back with Jay King tomorrow night. So thanks so much for shopping Perlier. Have a wonderful week.